My name is Dr. Jennifer Hudson. I am a chiropractor here at Total Health Systems. At Total Health Systems, we are a multidisciplinary practice. We touch on all facets of a patient's health. The facet that I'm going to be talking about today is orthotics and basic foot health, if you will. We use the orthotic gait scan. The orthotic gait scan, right down here we have the pad where we have a patient stand on. It is approximately 4,000 different sensors in there that detect the pressure of the person's foot. An example of how I would have a patient do that is, first of all, I'd have them stand on top of the pad as such. I would typically have them march in place and then come to a stop staring straight ahead, and I would essentially with the computer take a picture. At that point, this is the type of picture that would end up showing up on the screen. There's a couple different things I would be looking for. This has it divided up into quadrants. So I'm looking to see, first of all, if there's more pressure in the front of the foot or the back of the foot. On this particular person, they had 20% of their weight in the front of the right foot and only 22% here in the back. So it lets me know they're more pressure or more leaning towards that front right foot. You can also see that there's different colorations. Essentially, the lighter colors are lighter pressure, and of course the more vibrant, meaning the red, are more extensive pressure. If you want to see what an optimal sample would look like, this would be a classic foot in terms of the heel strike going into your mid stance and coming off of your toe off. Now when you compare it against this patient's scan, if you will, you can see that they are definitely a person who really rests heavily on their heels, which can be an issue in terms of the knees and of course of the low back, because it is your weight-bearing joints as you're regularly walking from day to day. I'm also looking to see if they're balanced from side to side, and you can see again we've got 28% of the weight over here and only 23% of the weight there. So this gives me a fairer assessment in terms of the pressure points of the foot. The next thing that we do is the dynamic scan, and that is where we actually walk across the pad and we can actually see how the foot is in terms of its motion as it walks across. So we do each foot. So first I'm going to do the one, and we walk across just like that, and the computer will record that. Then of course I would do that again with the other foot. After I would do that, this particular screen, if I can get this to pull up, there we go, would come up. Basically, this is showing the right foot and the left foot, and of course this is showing the left foot going into a dynamic scan. When it comes back around, you can see there's the heel strike. It's just levering through to the mid stance, and as the person goes off into a toe off. When we see this particular picture there, that is an example of how the foot look in terms of the combination of both the static and the dynamic combined. So we can see where the pressure points are, where the arc as the person is walking with their gait scan is actually like. With this information, we send it to the orthotic group, and then they actually will build a custom support orthotic specifically designed for that person by their professional orthotists. And that was a brief overview of how we check for orthotic supports. It's key and imperative in terms of a person's gait pattern. First of all, how it affects the foot, because there can be a multitude of issues that can happen with that in terms of bone spurs, plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis. But from a chiropractic perspective, the other factors that we're looking into, if a person's gait pattern's off, and if they're walking on the outside of their foot, or if they're walking on the inside of their foot, or whatever is not in the norm, those will affect the knee, and it will affect the low back and the weight-bearing joints, which will in turn throw the rest of the body off. So I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you.